Okay,
Go.
go ahead and go live. Yeah,
Let's go. So
let's
we are
go.
back after how long? We are back after how long, you dig? It's the last
How
one.
long? Okay, how long has it been? Oh gosh. Sorry, I had to be on my phone today just because we're gonna have some special fucking issues with my kids. Man, it's been man, I'll tell you what, brother. It's been too long, too long, as they say. So, but I think probably last December. I don't know, maybe because I bought the back house. I mean, I didn't even own an NFT at like just at this time last year. I just had bought the rebreathers.
And you
Superman hadn't
were,
even come out yet. I think
yeah, yeah,
Superman didn't it come out like today?
yeah.
Isn't it literally like today last year?
No way, is it?
Is it? I swear to God, it was like
Yeah,
late October.
no way. I have to
It
check.
had. I swear to
No,
God, God had put this
no,
together.
it can't
If
have
you
been.
don't believe in the spirits, that's one thing I'm talking about today is the fucking spirits. That's one thing I
No,
want to get across to everyone is like there's spirits out here, guys. Like you know,
10
and
months
you
ago.
gotta tap. You gotta tap into them. You
10
gotta
months
tap into
ago.
them.
It was 10 months ago, you dig. You were in. Um, Good evening, Rubius, Wes. We got Sly Squad. We've got Michael
Yeah.
Krinsky. The dudes are always here.
Is Superman Don here? He needs to post a link in the Superman Discord.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, if guys, if you could like and retweet the YouTube or the X vids, that would be amazing.
What do you think about
Um,
this fit, though?
yeah, I know. I was gonna
Huh?
say I actually wore the same
I
blazer
got
as we did last year, but
I got the yellow shoestrings.
you know
I
what?
know.
There is one thing about you, which is so okay. So we're wearing Superman colors today, pretty much,
Hello. Hello.
pretty
Got the
much
blue,
Superman colors. Let me just
yellow, blue, and red only.
let me focus up on that. Okay.
Yeah, here I'll get the fit here. Gotta have the shoes though.
Oh yeah,
Gotta have
oh
the
yeah,
shoes.
oh gosh.
Gotta have
Okay,
the shoes. Nothing can be fake. Nothing can be fake. I mean, you gotta have it all. You know what I mean?
you
You
have
gotta
to
have it
commit.
all.
You have to
You
commit.
gotta have it all. I mean, if you're trying to be somebody great, if you're trying to be somebody great, which you know I'm one day hopefully be somebody special.
Are you not somebody already in the eyes of Superman people?
Well, I know I got goals. My goal, I set some really unrealistic goals this year, and somehow they started to happen. So, like somewhere around like 70 Superman, I was like, well, I got into this. I was doing a lot of David Goggins stuff, and I was doing a lot of stuff with like visualization and manifestation. And I've never really done that stuff. So I'm a rookie. So I was like, all right, well, let's try it out. Like, let's try it out. Essentially, I watched that Jim Carrey video where he was in the second grade and his second grade teacher said, all I do is I pray to God for something and I promise something in return and it shows up. And she said, I never know when it's going to show up. I just know it's going to show up eventually. And then he did that. He wished for a bike, a brand new bike. Back then everyone needed a bike. And 2 weeks later, he won a bike from a sporting goods store that his best friend had entered his name into unbeknownst to him.
Right.
So, and he said that ever since then, stuff like that's been happening to him. So I was like, okay, well, screw it. I was
Hmm.
like, I want level 100 because I was only like level at this time last year. I was only level 96, so I was still, and 96 is only about halfway to 100. Believe it or not,
We're talking about your
CS:GO roll
CS:GO role.
and
So, guys,
CS:GO
this is
roll.
a for those who don't know, this is a site CS:GO. How'd you call it? It's a CS:GO gambling site,
It's
pretty
a
much.
skin marketplace
Yeah. Yes.
that
Oh,
has
is that? Oh, sorry. Is
gamified.
that?
It's a
Is that?
gamified skin marketplace
Okay, fine. We did
for
not
the
rehearse
record.
this, and this is the reason why we went live, right? This is all going to be
Yeah,
funny, right? But
yeah.
tell me why that's significant. What do you get out of CS:GO level
Well,
100?
yeah, well, CS:GO level 100. Now, there's no real world trading, so you can't actually sell these. But they do give you about 6,000. If you're level 100, you get about 5 to 6,000 US value in skins.
How often?
So to
How
play
often?
with. Well, basically, you get about like 300 coins a day, which translates to about $200 US. They basically give you $200 free to play with every day.
But you dig. Not everybody can reach this level, right? I mean, this
Oh,
is not.
absolutely not.
I mean, this is
Absolutely
like
not.
millionaire level, right? We're talking about.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, this level is it's 3.6 million wagered, and I know when I started, I thought level 60 was that's what my goal was, level 60. And then I got the level 60 and then it's like, okay, level 70, okay. And then each time I went through these level 70, level 80, I kept learning more about myself and learning more about myself and David Goggins talks about this. He says, "Well, if you quit, your brain stays like this. But if you don't fucking quit and you stick in there, your brain starts to expand and your brain starts to grow." And that's what I felt. And that's how I felt. Each level, that site taught me more about myself. It really taught me about who I was when I was up, who I was when I was down, who I was in the middle, who I was on my good days, who I was on my bad days. And I mean, that site serves up L's to people. That site makes millions. And I got out, I was able to do it. Again, it's the spirits. The spirits, if the gods are gonna bless, the gods are gonna bless. That's like my main thing on something, but you gotta be in there. You gotta be in there. And that's the thing about these NFTs, is you gotta be in there. If the fucking it hits fucking sevens, or if it hits fucking 00 green
Mm.
or zero green, yeah, 00, what do they got, right? They got the double zeros. If you're not in, you're not gonna win. So that's what I say. I small bets often, but gambling is incredibly tough. There's actually a chain and pumpkin drop right now. Make sure Superman Don Grab gets in on that. So yeah, but yeah, the CS:GO roll. I highly recommend. Use my code IDIG. You get 3 free cases. So it's the most fun I've ever had, honestly, Prez. Now it will take some of your money, but I've had people who have won $10,000 in a night. So, but yeah,
So you dig. So this is obviously gambling, right? And my responsibility is to keep this stream like the audience knows what they're doing, what they're talking about. Now the funny thing is, and I haven't prepped you for this. I haven't
mm,
prepped myself for this. This is just, and you
it's
probably
off the
get
muscle.
things. Yes, and you get this all the time, right? So and I'm not looking to compete with you. I'm literally exhausted from everything these days, right? With all the shit that goes down these days. But I've been around today. I've been hanging around with people. Okay, let me get to the question.
All right, go.
Gambling, right? Gambling.
Sure.
What's the parallels of gambling and going for drops? Isn't it very similar? And what drew you in to the cows initially, and then what drew you into Superman 1? I guess we're gonna get there, right? I guess this level 100 you achieved from this CSGO skin site, skin
Yeah.
marketplace. Did this enable you to get more funds for you to go and buy more Superman 1s ultimately? Is that what you
No,
okay? Or
no. Well, you're not allowed to real world trade these, so they're just gonna sit in my inventory forever for a long time and just appreciate if I take stuff out, which I have been taking stuff out. But I've been gambling on a little bit of it. You're not gonna take a W every day in life.
Mhm.
There's no fucking way. So, you take some L's and all that shit. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, with the real world trading, but essentially what's so crazy is I was able to do that and accumulate 155 Superman plus the 11 back, or I got 10 back house. Now I do have like 22 Harley Quinn legendaries.
So
So,
let's back this up. Let's not
yeah,
just let's
let's
take
go.
this slowly, right? So
Okay. Because
since we
yeah, you got a lot in there.
So yeah, I know that's the whole video almost. But like the whole 10 months that since we last spoke,
Mm.
um, I think let's get this out of the way. You're a guy that obviously doesn't need money, right? You don't need money.
That's not true. That's not true. I
Okay,
always need
okay,
money.
okay. Obviously, everybody needs money, but what we were saying,
I'm greedy.
no. Well, no, no, no. I don't
I
want you
want
to.
well my
I'm not
big
your.
manifestation right now
No,
is
no, no. I'm
50
not your
million by
priest,
50.
and nobody in the stream can judge you. Your relationship with
Let
yourself
them
and your
judge me. I
family.
don't care.
No, I mean, let's. Okay, what am I trying to
We
get at? What am I trying to get
okay.
at? Compared to you or you and me, where I need to get my salary in pretty much, and then you're pretty much set, right? You're comfortable no matter what happens.
That was before I spent a bunch of money on NFTs. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but what am I trying to say here? Like,
Well, I
obviously,
think you have a
obviously,
misconception of me and most people. Like to be really financially comfortable right now, you have to have about like a minimum 7 million, in my opinion.
so what you did you start off? And I know we covered this on the previous YouTube video that we did. You're actually my first guest, so thank you very much for that. I believe you were my first
I don't
live
know.
one, anyway. My first like face to face one.
I know our intro was badass.
I know, I
Our
know.
intro was so fucking badass, and we wore the cows. I think I'm very proud of that. That we wore the cows because
Hey,
that was
listen,
fucking sick.
listen.
And we dressed up in suits. We looked like $1 million.
Yes, I mean I'm trying to continue the the obviously I don't have a shirt, but um sorry, take me back. Where are we? What was the question? Okay, so you're compared to the average person, um you're not as vulnerable, right?
True.
What would you say ultimately that following what you do is good or bad? And I'm not saying
Oh,
every
okay, sure.
Superman one you buy, they have to buy one. I'm thinking, what would you say is gonna your advice for someone who doesn't have your kind of money to play with and burn, right?
What's my advice? My advice number one is to get a great education for yourself.
Okay.
Educate yourself. Work on you. Don't even worry about the NFTs because that's not going to do shit for you. What the best thing that you can do for yourself is get yourself amazing. Work on yourself. Make sure your teeth are right. Make sure your hair's good. Make sure you're educated. You're reading philosophy. You're reading about women's history. You're reading about indigenous people's history. You're up to date on all the current events, and you make yourself awesome. And then you make yourself as attractive as possible so that you can start attracting
Lives.
things.
Hmm.
Exactly. You got to just make yourself like, look how good I look right now. You know what I'm saying? I got the rings, I got the watch, I got the bracelets, I got the
I can't
socks
get a
on.
beard. Like that's the
You
only
know what
thing
I'm
I can't do.
saying? It
Yeah.
don't fucking matter. Whatever you got. Whatever you got. Now is absolutely is the most beautiful thing. A male hair is the most beautiful thing that we have on earth. But our society hates male hair. So you have to realize that and say, fuck them and get you it. For you, you need to get a nice man bun. And
A man bun.
yeah, your wife will be calling
Listen.
you to the bedroom to have her children. Yes, you look hot with a man bun.
listen, listen.
Yes,
I used to have when I grow up my
your
hair.
hair was beautiful. You had
It,
beautiful hair.
it was fine, but
People
you
hate
know,
male hair. They hate male hair in society. So you got to say fuck that because society is going to keep you down because
hey, I
that's where they
didn't
want you.
conform. It's like it
When
just
Andrew Tate talks about the Matrix, he doesn't say what the fuck it is, but essentially what it is people holding you down for your energy, sucking your energy out of you so they can get rich. And
okay.
yeah, so that's he doesn't really explain that very well. Andrew Tate's actually 8 months younger than me, and so
We're jumping to Andrew Tate. Okay, okay, go ahead.
yeah, Andrew Tate, he's a role model. I'm
The
looking
mic
for
is
male
yours.
role models. I've always, and that's what I encourage men to do is look for male role models that you want to be like, and So if people want to be like me, I fucking encourage that because I'm really on some spiritual shit here.
Okay,
So I
let's.
recommend people follow me on Twitter and just see what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm going to be right on all this shit and I'm going to laugh.
Okay,
But
so
go ahead.
no, let's talk about because I know that you and me have talked about we've we've had fights, right? You and me since the last
I
video.
fight with everyone.
Okay, all right, but let's talk about this specific fight.
All right, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to unless you're comfortable in divulging it, but I feel like I need to get this out the way so
Yeah.
um
I'm not
a
sugarcoating
lot of
nothing.
people can, I guess, move on or at least acknowledge that you are what you are, right? Which is you speak your mind, whether or not it pleases some people or don't. I mean, have you always been this way? Like, talk to me. Uh,
No,
Whatever
absolutely
you want
not.
to divulge, but
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, my wife actually is my best asset that I've ever had because she teaches me things and she taught me this new concept that I've been really chewing on and it's called like when your emotions get high and somebody is moving you in a certain way and things are getting hot, right? You it's a
do
term
you
for
look for
that.
fights? Do you look for fights?
It's called being flooded. When you get flooded, and you know what that is, right, Prez? When you
But
get flooded,
what I'm trying, sorry, what I'm trying to
do I
say,
look for fights? Absolutely,
why does
absolutely.
it get the blood going? What is it? What is
Because well, I think it has to do with I'm a double Aries, Sun and Moon, and my Taurus rising. So I'm two Rams and a Bull.
okay?
So right there, just my astrology is now. I don't openly go and pick on people. I am not. Generally, people that I have issues with are people who also are like alpha males.
Okay. That's a
You
lot
know,
of people in the backcal community,
that's a
right?
lot of people. Yeah, yeah. But generally, it'll be like two alpha males meeting together, having it out, and for me, I'm all about forgiveness, so that helps me cleanse my my soul palette. I guess I could say like every night where I'm just like forgiveness, just
Okay.
really just let it
I'm
go.
definitely
So
I'm gonna sink into this one. And we're live. This is unrehearsed. This is me. I just want to clear this air, right?
yeah, clear
If
it.
possible, if this is possible.
It will be.
Do you think you're responsible for a Superman v Batman narrative in the backcal community?
I think that narrative is went too far. I felt like
But what it was fun, right? It was fun at
it
some
was
level.
good.
It
Yeah,
was fun at some level.
it's
You got
still
something
fun.
like
It's
some.
still fun.
It's still
It's still
fun.
fun. Yeah, it's still fun. It's still fun.
Fuck you
Everyone's
know.
fueling
Okay.
off that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, do I think it got taken too far? Absolutely. But yeah, I own 10 back cows. I'm a huge back cow holder. I love the back cows. For
I
me, this
fucking
is
know.
the NFTs. What it is for me, Prez, is it's artwork. You should have a little bit, if you're trying to build a portfolio, you should have a little bit of artwork in there, truly.
Mhm.
Just like gold, like metals, you should have some metals in there. You should have, you should own some oil companies, things like this. It's just like basic investing things where you need to diversify into certain like different things. And this is just my family's exposure to artwork. And I think it's really, really fun. I don't have to hold it here. Um, and then the Superman one, I think the back house is more like artwork. I look at this stuff as first edition. And obviously I relate a lot of this stuff back to the skins, the CSGO skins.
Yep.
This is like 2014 stickers, right? Nobody wanted them. They were kind of like, they're cool, but yeah, I mean, what the fuck am I gonna do with these? Now some of them are
So
forty five
these are the
thousand
stickers
dollars.
that you put on virtual guns, right? In
Yeah,
in in a shooting game, right?
in the
Pretty much.
shooting game, basically the original NFTs, but these
Well,
have utility.
yeah, but funnily enough, most of the CS:GO, which is a $1 billion industry, much
Yeah,
bigger than NFTs, actually hate the word NFTs, and they're just hating on the technology, not realizing that actually that could enrich the actual skins that they're playing with, right? I mean,
I got
it's
news for people. If it's on a computer, whether it's your phone or a PC or a PlayStation or Xbox, it's in a fucking bull market. Okay. And that's, I got news for people. And if it's not in your phone, it's on a bear market. And if it's not, like, your phone's just a computer. So if it's not on a computer and it's not digital, it's a fucking bear market. Look at Timu and the fucking, what's the other like cheap one they got out there? And I mean, everything, Alibaba is huge. I mean, it's all digital goods. People want digital goods. Nobody knows why. It's just everybody wants them, and then now people are putting out. You got the Grubba Bee video, made $1 million in the bull market, and now everyone's like, "Oh my god!" For me personally, I already suffered. You have to suffer in this life. I already suffered 2015, 2018, 2021. Like each bull market, I saw it go up. I got my one buddy who's got like 20 ETH, and he keeps being like, every time it's a bull market, he keeps sending us pictures of his fucking account. He's like, 130,000, and I'm like, I don't know what it got up to. It was like around 100,000, and I saw that twice, and I
yeah.
didn't get in
So
because I was
so
scared, and I'm not scared anymore. I'm a
yeah,
fucking man now, and I'm gonna tell this universe that I ain't fucking scared of it no more, and I'm gonna get what I want, and I'm gonna tell it exactly what I want, and I'm gonna work hard towards that every day.
you
I
dig.
want 300 Superman, and I ain't stopping till I fucking get it. And I
Perfect.
don't care how long it takes. 10 years from now, I don't care.
You dig.
What?
Okay, you're right. It's still
So you got to talk to the
okay. You're
spirits.
right.
See, the
All right, you're
spirits are
done. You're
spooked
done.
out.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. Uh, what happens when you hit 300 Supermans? What's your sales strategy? Because I'd imagine that'd be quite hard to sell at this current market condition, man. What's your exit strategy for that once you reach that? Because let's face it, you are gonna have that opportunity if you have enough money.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a great question. That definitely has crossed my mind a couple of times.
Because someone said, right, and you always get the best energy out of people that in our chats and stuff
Yeah,
because they ask like questions that actually make you sit down. And this is
sure.
one of them because getting rid of a huge stack
Yeah,
it's gonna be problematic, and especially when you're the poster boy of it. Almost, they're gonna be like,
right.
"Shit, this dude is selling," and it might actually create a
I know.
panic.
I
Start
put three
selling.
of them on the sale the other night. It was a fucking earthquake. It was like crazy. Like people were like going insane. They're like, "Get Dig skidding out the whole thing." I was just like throwing them out there, just like
Okay, does that give
on
you
the floor.
satisfaction? Because I have a feeling that is this all like is this all like something that you love to fuck people with? Because 300 Supermans, I'm sure you could afford to lose that if you manage to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some level you must enjoy that, but
Well, I'm
I don't
enjoying
know.
that.
I'm just trying to like dig in your mind and like,
Yeah. Well, let's
you
talk
know,
about the actual compensation composition here. So I've got the two legendaries. I've got 10 or 11 epics, and then 21 rares, and then like just a shit ton of common and uncommon. Now, my favorite artwork of the whole piece is the uncommon. I think the uncommon could be as much as the fucking epic at some point. Believe it. I eventually said as much as the rare, but now that I've looked at the prices, I'm like, this fucker could shoot way past that. I think the uncommon truly could be one of the most valuable pieces on the NFT website platform ever.
listen, I agree with you. The only Superman one I hold
Yeah,
is an uncommon, and that's
it's
because I don't even care if
it's
whatever
unbelievable.
else. I need one. You know what I
It's
mean?
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And that's what pisses me off about the Batman one is they fucked it up and they got the
We're going
facsimile.
here. Okay.
Yeah, they fucked it up. They got the facsimile. Now,
Whoa, whoa,
That
whoa.
just really pissed me off because
I let you
like
say
it's
your piece,
just
but when you're ready to
yeah.
let me talk, go ahead.
Yeah, that shit just is just not right. They should have. I cannot mess the arm up.
This cheeky
Like, how did
bastard.
that get through the meeting? And if nobody mentioned it, you got to start to think that maybe that room is missing somebody because and you know if you want to really get into it, that person is fucking Matt Mason. That's it because Matt Mason is a genius. His mom named him this beautiful name, Matt Mason. And he's gone out in the world and he's done these beautiful things and he's making these beautiful things and he's making the world a better place. But I feel like I've lost my best, one of my best friends here, Matt Mason, from our project. And so you know what? They need to fucking bring Matt Mason back. Whatever happened, I talk about forgiveness, right? Whatever fucking happened, it happened, right? You got to bring Matt Mason back on these meetings. Matt Mason's energy, we need that at DC.
But that's not gonna happen, is it? Because he
Well,
has his
it could. Anything could happen.
but he has his own NFT project now.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, part time. I don't know.
But you can't do this job part time because it
Okay.
means
Well, I mean, if it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. But it could, but it wouldn't. It's probably not, and that's fine.
I
But
get, I hear
you
you.
know what I'm saying. Matt Mason
I,
is special.
I hear what you're saying. Look,
Yeah,
you know I have a high regard for him, and
yeah, he's
that's
special.
actually two major beefs you've had. One with Matt Mason, and one with
Well,
our lovely
yeah,
spaces host. But again, I'll let you say your piece. Why were
sure.
you
Go ahead.
upset when he left? No, no, go ahead.
Why
You
was I
say
upset when he left? Because I mean, Matt Mason is Matt Mason. And there's no one like him.
okay. I was upset too, but
There's no one like him. I haven't met anyone yet in the NFT space like Matt Mason.
so
You know who
Pastor.
was trying to be that guy who works for McFarland, that Trevor guy? He was trying to be Matt Mason, but we saw how that worked out.
Well, obviously that Trevor dude started handing out stuff, and Matt Mason never did that. But
Yeah,
um, yeah. Whew, where do we go from here? This just suddenly got really tricky, like
we're
politically for me,
juicy.
right?
It's getting
But
juicy.
well, you've hit me with a quadruple whammy. I don't even know where to start. Uh, let's go with um. You haven't exactly answered my question for the
Okay,
your
yeah.
sales strategy because I think that's
Oh yeah,
important.
let's talk about that. Yeah, everyone needs a.
And I think we'll dissect everything that just been said.
Yeah, that's a great question. We got
It's
to go back to that.
I mean, I sometimes think like when the whales currently buy something like a legendary for 10K or AF15 for over 10K, you kind of think so. Obviously, no one can predict the market. They could have been geniuses, and the bull run could have happened yesterday. But let's say for now, it didn't. And you kind of thinking you're buying the top right now, and when is your sales strategy then for these
Hmm.
300 Superman ones? Like, and you don't have to answer me if you don't have that in your mind right now, and we can go to the next question. But to me, that's
No, I
kind of
definitely
like,
want to talk about that.
huh?
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that.
You do? Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because I put a lot of thought into that because that's something that's crossed my mind a few times.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I own 300, that'd be 10% of the collection. So that's kind of like, I feel like in my mind, I'm thinking, like, what's the number? And now, only in my opinion, is the 3,000 additions with this possible. So
I'm
not only is it
talking.
a small
Ah,
amount of additions, but
yes.
then
It
also
annoys
it's
the hell out of me, but yes, go ahead.
crazy valuable. So it's like, at what point does whatever I own start to tip the scales over? And what I've really realized is that's not really what's, no matter how many I own, it's not really about owning a certain amount and taking them off the market. It's really about the overall sentiment of the market. And right now, we are still in a bear market. To me, NFTs are late cycle. So we're going to be affected after crypto goes up. But essentially, I'm keeping my eye on ETH prices very closely. We're at about 1,800 right now. There's a 2,100 is our old high. Once we break out of that, We're gonna freaking go to the moon. And so I'm not even gonna consider, and I really think we're gonna go. Generally, these things, Prez, what they'll do is they'll be like, goes up 100%, comes down 50%, goes up another 100%. But that 100% is actually just 50% higher than the old high. Does that make sense?
So I
So
mean,
what I'm thinking is, well, let me just figure this. So what I'm thinking is Bitcoin 65,000. 50% higher is 97,500. So my thing is around that 85, 80,000. I'm going to start to, I'm not going to sell anything below if Bitcoin is not at least 80,000 right now because I'm so convinced. I'm
so you think
so
that
fucking
so
convinced.
crypto is gonna be correlated with it's gonna have a trickle effect in your NFTs, pretty much.
I mean, it's just that's how it happened last time. So it's like, that's just, I'm going off of human behavior patterns.
Okay. And
So, but I'm so confident right now that Citadel, BlackRock, Vanguard, ARK, blah, 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 a million more are greedy. Oh my God, they're so fucking greedy right now. They want this digital gold and they want in on it, bro. But the problem is the US government is dragging its feet on regulation, and they're not going to put their millions and millions and billions and trillions of dollars at risk without American government regulation. It's not going to happen. That's why the Chinese market is sinking. The regulation's not there, and they're fucking done with China.
um,
So,
yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, so yeah, Bitcoin's going to go to $100,000 in this next Bitcoin cycle. I'm going to start selling into that strength. Now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to get up to
Who's gonna
300.
buy that? Who's gonna buy that? Because
Oh,
right
everybody.
now, right?
Oh,
Okay.
everybody.
But what do you imagine the platform's done? Do you think that
Who?
NFTs are more adopted when you start doing that? Because come
They're
on,
already massively adopted in like South Korea, Japan. I mean, these Asian countries are actually the only people really appreciating this artwork right now. Once the sleeping giant of America wakes up, that's who's gonna want these, and they're not gonna want one. They're gonna want fucking 300 just like me because these people, they're fucking crazy. These Americans, they'll just fucking spend all their money. They don't care. They'll spend every dollar they have, money they don't have, to make this shit happen. That's the American dream.
Mm.
Red,
Okay.
white, and blue. Red, white, and blue.
Okay.
And
I'm happy.
yellow.
I'm happy, and I hope the audience is happy to hear that.
Huh?
Um,
Okay.
I Let's go into the fight.
We're gonna move the interview. Just
Okay.
out here, it's fine though. We just have to
Yeah,
do
that's
this.
cool.
Yeah,
Well,
because
that means
my
I could be
2 year old.
level. That means I could be level with you almost. Because actually, I'll put you with the Superman one. There we go.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So have you? Because obviously we've had some DMs privately. Oh, busy. You're right. So
Yeah. Go ahead and say.
we've had some DMs privately, and all this fighting had you into a dark spot, right? At some point, and
Yeah.
did you
Yeah, I
think it
think
was worth
so.
it? Do you think it was worth it being almost outcasted from spaces and like getting warned from Discord? I think you were lagging a little bit. I guess this is an important question. Um, oh, we've lost you.
Hold on
Oh,
a second. Sorry, I lost you.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
trying to go outside, but maybe that's not a good idea. Because it was like on Wi-Fi, but I had my like whatever. But yeah, so okay, that's a good question. Was it worth it? Um, hmm, was it worth it? In some ways, no. Definitely, I feel like I let, basically what had happened to me was I was just being silenced. People were attacking me for, I was using a lot of my excitement about the space and converting that into purchases. And I was really excited about that. And you know, when we did the rebreather, the back to back rebreather, when we went in there, everybody was really like hating on us instead of like being like, "Damn, that's crazy." They were
I
like,
wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of that.
"Yeah, yeah." Like anytime I would go in there, I'd be like, "Yo, just bought the fucking double head piece for 5 grand, right? 5 fucking grand, right?" And I went in there, and they were like, "Well, we don't pump our bags in here." And I'm like, "Fuck, we should." I was like, why not? You know? So, and they guess they don't want people to feel bad about having money or whatever, but like, I mean, I don't know, man. It's a double edged sword.
I, okay, I want to scale this back because obviously there's a lot of back and
There
forth.
are regrets, though.
No,
And,
I
and I
think
ask for forgiveness and I forgive people. I forgive anyone that's involved in that. I forgive them and I ask for their forgiveness.
look,
How about that?
I mean, there's a bunch of dudes, right? That's and there's a bunch of groups, and there's a bunch of fights, and there's always fights on
Sure.
Twitter.
It's
So,
always fights.
I mean, but being actually, I mean, I thought that, for example, I got rugged, um, and I was feeling the hate at one point, um, and that upset me like hell, and it led to the point where did you feel like you had to protect me almost, and did you feel like there was a level of that, and then you lashed out and you said that I'm not like Prez, I could stand up for myself.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
was there a level of that, and do you think, and obviously we kind of fell out almost, right? We haven't, there was a
Hmm.
period where we actually haven't spoken, and it's funny, man, it's funny. And obviously I'm just airing this out here because these things happen in,
Right.
on big stakes almost, when you're like, okay, I love Batcows and I personally want that to succeed. You want Superman want to succeed the most. There's a conflict there, right there, right? So, um,
Yeah.
but here we are hashing it out, being honest about it. Um, ultimately, Yadig, I just want to ask, like, what would you say to people you've fought with? Obviously, with no guarantee that you probably fight again at some point, but yeah, go on. Like maybe let's move on from this. But yeah, what would you
Yeah, I
say?
mean, essentially, like I said, I mean, everyone knows, like, certain people, I'm not going to rehash, I'm not going to sit here and complain or explain or any of that stuff. So, what I just want to do is, I really believe a spiritual truth is you be grateful for what you got, you be patient for what you don't, and you give people forgiveness. So those are things you can keep building because if you don't give people forgiveness and you're not grateful and you're not patient, you can wake up today, tomorrow, and destroy everything you've ever had, whether it's your wife, your kids, your job,
Of
whatever
course.
it is.
Yeah,
Like with my employees, like, because I have employees and like they have a bad day, no problem, forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? They maybe do some crazy shit.
then you just
And
do
it's
some
just
crazy
like,
shit anyway. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand.
you know what I mean? People do some crazy shit sometimes. And it's essentially that thing, that emotional intelligence of that thing I was talking about earlier when you get flooded.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like, when somebody does you wrong and you say, and when you see that is when people drive in road rage. It's someone just irks them off and they're like, oh, and then they do some crazy. It's almost like you're drunk. You know what I'm saying? It's like you've had like fucking 3 double jacks and you're like, hey, you know what I mean? Doing some shit to ruin your life.
Ultimately,
So if it's when you
ultimately,
get flooded, being emotionally flooded is like being drunk on hate, and
but you
that's
did.
when you go fuck your life up. And that's what. Hopefully, you're around people who understand that. Damn, this dude is like really down bad emotionally right now, and you kind of and that's really what is being for me. My journey is understanding people doing this and not necessarily getting so mad at them and giving them
I think.
forgiveness. I mean, to
Yeah.
be friends with Superman Dawn, my fucking forgiveness muscle is like this big because
Okay.
that
So
motherfucker
let's talk about
is
that
he'll
because
he'll make you rage.
let's talk about that because obviously, it's not always, in my opinion, been good, man. Like
Yeah,
um, there's when it reached the point where you take buzzwords like, okay, Superman 1 is the real crown jewel, it got me
Mm.
going. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? It's only, and you're laughing because it works, right?
That
Anything
shit.
to get a
No,
rise out of it.
I was never really saying that. That was more him, he's really,
Yeah, I understand, but it's like you're a double
he
punch
was
from.
pumping his bags like to the
But but
moon.
but look, I mean, everybody's trying to fucking pump their bags, dude. Like
Exactly. Everyone pumped their bags.
in all actuality,
Go on
So
stock Twitch right now. You'll see a million people trying to
who the
fucking
fuck
pump
wants to
their
lose money?
bags. Yeah. Go to Apple
Okay,
on stock Twitch. You'll see the people
but
pumping their bags.
but ultimately, because
Yeah.
we're a tiny community right now, and I'm not talking about Superman One, the backhouse spaces, the different chats. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is like at this kind of time, and there's not been any fights since really. There's more fights on other things, right? But it's kind of hard when we're all almost exclusively focusing on this. But I just want to say, like, we're housed under the same platform, and it's funny how you get in-platform fights. It's usually VV against everything else, or whatever, or like OpenSea against everything else. But
Hmm.
it's just, yeah, to me, I think I'm not saying like go and kumbaya with everyone. It's not going to happen. But I just want to put it out there that my channel, for example, you could come on as long as you're not gonna disrespect me, the viewers or whatnot. In a way, you can lay what you think, and you're welcome to come on. So
Yeah.
whatever it is, and there is a lot of negativity, already existing. And yeah, I meant to ask you as well. Did you get the roundtable invite?
I thought at first that I didn't, but then I was like looking through my emails and I actually did get it.
Right, right, good.
Now,
Um,
yeah, the round table thing, it
yeah.
seems to make sense.
So yeah,
I don't know what my participation level is going to be in that. Did you
you
have
know
any
that not
thoughts on
all the
that?
whales. So I just want to say, not all the whales got one. I know that, and I don't know if he wants me to divulge it, but a dude that has 36 cows didn't get one. So if
Yeah.
anyone's assuming
I
this,
I thought I didn't get it and I wasn't even hurt. I don't get hurt generally. I mean, I just, with people, I expect people to hate me just because this is how I usually run my life. I
I have to shout
say,
this out. By the way,
this is what
thank
I
you.
say, and this pisses people off. This pisses people off. I'll be like, this is what I'm gonna do, something crazy, and then I go out and do it, and that just fucking pisses them off, dude. It just fucking pisses them off, and I'll be like, and then I mean, I'm gonna tell everyone right now, I will get 300. I probably will get 40 or 50 Harley Quinn ones. There's another one I'm going for big. I'm not going to mention it on stream. I have a holder of like 12 or like 6 or 7 right now. So because you guys got to, what people are really fumbling the bag on, and I just laugh because I just fucking think this is hilarious. People are taking for granted how early we are. We're minting these. People 10 years from now are going to come in and be like, man, oh man, if I could have been there early and just bought early, and people are going to be kicking themselves in the ass that, hey,
I love hearing this. I love
they
hearing this.
were here
But
early.
why? But why? Is it because it's this our second? I mean, I've heard all this, right, from all
Yeah.
the other YouTubers. I've heard all this
Yeah,
before.
you heard all this.
It's the
Everyone
first.
knows. And
I've
those
heard.
people
We've
have
heard.
one thing that other people don't, two things. They've seen it before and they've got patience. That's what people want to say. Well, how's he going to sell all of it? Well, I got a lot of patience. I don't even want to sell a lot of these for like 20 years because I'm going to lose more value by selling these than I am holding. You know what I mean? If I hold on to them, you got to realize how low I am. So if these go to like say a legendary goes to like 25,000, okay, and then it doubles to 50. That's not a doubling for me. That's like a 6 times. That's like a 5 times. So if it doubles from 50 to 100, some people will say that's a doubling. But for me, because of my prices, that's going to be like a 8 times. So I'm going to get a 6 times one like every 4 years, and then a book at eight. You know what I'm saying? Like every 3 to 4 years, I would say these are going to double.
Okay, we've got 15 minutes, but
Okay,
I
cool.
want you to give me 5 minutes as to why
Yeah.
Superman 1 is your favorite investment so far. Because
It
it,
just
right,
fit.
I'm
Yeah.
saying that, right? But it is. Give me
Yeah. It's the
reasons.
art. It's the art, first off. Love the art. They didn't fuck anything up with the art. Thank God. Right? Isn't it pretty much flawless, right?
I'm gonna sit here. This is
Okay,
your
yeah.
moment.
So the art's not fucked up. Number one, the art's beautiful. The uncommon's beautiful. I minted one. I feel like that was the spirits right there. I mean, just to get a mint was lucky as shit. I was on my phone at work dealing with customers. I had this part time guy here who's never waited on a customer in his life. I'm like, dude, you might have to wait on some customers. I was like, bro, this is gonna be big money. And he was looking at me like I had three fucking heads, right? This dude's like 50 years old. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get the Superman one drop. Somehow pulled it off. Literally, people were calling me, trying to fuck with me while I was trying to get the mint, bro. It was crazy the amount of distractions I had. My anxiety levels were through the roof. Now, just those anxiety levels right there are indicative of something special. So, and this is Jim Lee's favorite comic. That's something that should be a fucking red light, like a ticking red light to people,
You know
or
that
green light.
Jim Lee actually holds a multiverse one, not a Superman one, in his wallet. I don't know if you
Yeah.
knew.
Well, tell Jim Lee that if we get transfers, I might be able to give him one. Tell Jim Lee I probably got him one.
I'm sorry. I
So
know Jacob will be laughing at that, but
I'll do Jim Lee a favor.
listen. He did say
I like
when
Jim.
the Prophet came down
He's
to
got a
listen.
good smile. Jim's got a
When
he's got a good smile. I trust that smile.
when Dr. Prophet came down and started saying these are, a photocopy or whatever else, Jim Lee came on and defended Superman 1. He said that it
Yeah.
was, especially the uncommons, it takes a lot of work to use, and it looks like Batman 1 AF-15 and all the comics that are coming from facsimiles because they can't actually copy from an original comic because it doesn't that's worth so much money they don't want to open it, right? So they have to use facsimiles. But what we're talking about is we're focused on the art and where it came from, rah, rah, rah. But what these are the second appearance on the blockchain, second first appearance of Superman 1, which is the highest sold comic book no matter what you say so far. So,
Hmm.
and I agree it's beautiful. And I got so hyped, in fact, that the Superman multiverse version, obviously not worth a lot these days, did 300,000 in revenue just because it bounced off of the Superman one hype. That lo and behold, I wouldn't say you're the only one who created it because a lot of people appreciate it, but definitely you're a big
Hmm.
factor in keeping the price there. So I don't know if you think that that's a fair some like what I try. I just try to. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
Jim came to defend it. Whether or not it's his favorite one, I don't know.
Well, I
But
heard Jim. I know for a fact that Jim Lee
Go,
said.
Jim. Okay, all
Ask
right.
him, yeah. I know. I remember because I mean I was keeping a close eye on things. I keep a close eye on things. You know what I mean? I really outwork people. People think that I'm just out here fucking off all the
Oh,
time, but
I
I
don't
mean I'm
think
out
that.
here.
I
I
and
mean
I
I'm
don't
on
think
the marketplace probably
no,
more
I
than
don't
anyone.
underestimate you. So I don't.
So I'm focused. I got my. You really have to, anything that you ever get in the physical world, you get in the spiritual world first. It's just like a marriage. When people are married, when they lose spiritual touch with someone way before they ever break up with them. You know what I'm saying? They fall out of love way before the actual breakup. The physical body leaves the house and they
Can I?
separate. You know
We
what I'm
have 10
saying?
minutes.
And you hear people talk about that. I don't love him anymore. I fell out of love. That's because spiritually they're not in love with that person. So the people say the spirits aren't real. Fucking bullshit. It's everything that you've ever done has been envisioned in the mind first before
You
you've
dig.
ever done it with the body. Go ahead.
Listen, Dig. I just wanted to point out and defend my poor old Batman one sitting at $50 right now.
Which one? The common? Is
The
that what you're saying?
poor old Batman one is supposed to be in the real
It'll
world,
go up.
close,
It'll go up. People
close
who
to
buy now will
Superman
be
one.
rewarded
AM
later. This is a great time to
50.
buy.
Okay, so even you're admitting that, but why are some is someone like you or some of your buddies not buying Batman One? What is happening? Is it
Yeah, well, I can't
competition?
tell you.
You love seeing it at that price. Did they? Is it really about the arm? Because there is a counter argument from Jan or whoever else that misprints could be a thing, and it looks like Batman One was a misprint on a digital scale. I don't know if DC's out to mess with us here. Oh, you're
It's
shaking
not
your head.
good. It's not
It's,
good. It's not good. It's not good.
okay.
I wouldn't touch it.
Because of the misprint, but misprints in
Yeah.
real life get valued more. So who
Well,
knows? Maybe
it's
someone
like I
will
said, in a bull market, it'll 100% be way up, way up. It will be no arm, no arm.
Oh yeah, I
Right?
mean,
People just need to do this. Bear market, you buy. In between, you hold, and at the in the bull rally, you sell. Okay, let me break
how
that
am I
down for people.
how am I doing
You
so
buy
far?
low, you hold, then you sell high. Okay, don't
Wait,
buy high, hold all the way down, and then at the bottom sell. That is the
you
opposite.
dig?
Do not
I've
sell now if you've been holding since 2021.
you dig.
Please,
I'm done
God.
fighting you. I'm done. I'm done. I've said my
Yeah.
piece.
Don't
Do
sell
you
your board
think
ape right now.
I don't have one unless you give me one? Look, I'm done. Like I don't know. I don't know why I like love winding you up in the stream, but we've got
Yeah.
10 minutes or so.
Okay, yeah.
We've talked about Superman 1. We talked about your sales strategy. We've talked about your accumulation strategy. So you're going from 150 to 300. Would you say you're pretty much keeping this floor as it is? Do you think do floor matters value to you? What is it a pride thing or I mean, if you got money to
No.
burn, do you like seeing it at that
I
price?
wanted to
Or
go down. I really wanted to go down. And I think that I manifested the 300 and the spirits are really like fucking with
helping
people.
you?
And yeah, the spirits are keeping the price down right now for me. So that's in my opinion exactly what's happening because how else am I going to get 300 if
Okay,
I
if
don't?
if a photocopy of you came in, but he was as enthusiastic and has the same bags as you for Batman One, we won't.
Mhm.
Batman One won't be sitting at $50 with it.
I mean, I'm
This
going
is
to
you,
tell
by
you
the
right
way.
now.
This is
I
as
got an
handsome as
unfortunate
you, by the
truth.
way.
I
As
got an
someone as
unfortunate
handsome as
truth.
you.
No
Okay.
one, yeah, no one is going to come in with my kind of prowess and buy Batman One because
Are you saying you're
they,
unduplicatable?
well, because what it will do is, no, no. What I'm saying is, someone comes. There will be people with bags much bigger than mine that come in.
Uh, well,
What?
we fucking
Yeah.
hope so, right? What the
Oh, there
hell?
will. Oh, there will be. There we'll have sultans in here soon. No, I'm
So
not saying that's. I mean,
is
within the
that
next
the
five
ones you
years.
know of? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. The sultans will want a piece of this. I'm already been. I DM the Speedy Comics guy. People don't know that. So yeah, they know about us, and they're on the fence right now, just like everyone else. And that's the time to get in is when everyone's on the fence. When you're like, people are like, man, this could be huge, but I don't know.
You
That's
dig.
when that's they've been saying that with Apple for fucking 20 years.
I
Yeah,
know
go
this
ahead.
isn't important personally. I made a post about it already. Um, a lot of people felt left out. Oh,
I'm doing an interview. Hold on a second.
it's
You
okay.
got the door open? Oh no, it's my baby. Hold
It's
on,
all right.
Bear. I really need a second. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
So, so look, I know people are upset about not being invited to the round table. I know a dude with 36 cows who did not get an invite. So I'd imagine they've split. And I know someone who sold everything, all the cows, they have zero cows,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going. So you can't say
Damn,
that they've,
crazy.
yeah. But, but what I would say is, it's not like these 50 people are suddenly going to change the project. I think they'll definitely be heard, but definitely speak to the people that you know that will go. Maybe have the chance to relay your questions as well, if it's and let that person decide if that's worth it for them. But this is your time to give guys, be talking with the Candy TCOs, relaying to them what you think will make the project move. Use that opportunity to do so. You dig? I actually. think we could actually go on for another hour. That's the funny thing,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But I really appreciate you for taking all that heat from me because I did not go easy on you at all. Is there anything that you want to close off of as my guest? And I'll give you the 5 minute.
Yes, I actually had one thing in my notes.
Oh, you turn off your camera, but guys, while Yadig's busy trolling through his notes, if you're watching still, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All that's YouTuber stuff that I'll be
Okay,
saying. But
my bad.
go
I'm
ahead.
back. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. This is I want to leave it off on this. And people always say, I have a beard, right? And people be like, "Isn't it hard to eat?" Isn't it hard to eat? And and what fucking just pisses me off in this lifetime, and you know what's really fucked up is that the word pain and the word hard in society today are four-letter words. Four-letter words, like a cuss word, right? And that's what they say in America, right? A four-letter word, right? And that's bullshit. That's bullshit because isn't brushing your teeth hard, right? Taking care of your kids is hard. Getting an education is hard. There's pain in that. There's pain in getting out with your kids every day. There's pain in getting your kids in the best schools that you can afford. There's pain in all the shit in the customer service. There's pain and hard work everywhere. And we need to stop being afraid of that. And we need to stop telling people, isn't that hard? Isn't the pain there? Because that's exactly what's going to make us a success is that pain and that hard work. And don't let those be four-letter words no longer in our society. Let people know that if you want to be great, it is going to be hard and it is going to be pain. And you better fucking buckle up, Buttercup, because it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So that's what I want to end it on is fucking go get it, everybody. Manifest the craziest shit, 10 times what you think's possible. Watch that shit show up and go after you've done that. Go spread that to other people and help the younger generation. That's what we need to do out there. We need to be role models. Us old men in our 30s and 40s and 50s, we need to fucking get ourselves on a top notch level and be role models and give back to the younger younglings. So that's why I want to leave this on. And thanks for
Beautiful,
having me on. And
bro.
we'll
That
do we'll do 1 year from now. We'll do again on the Superman release date. We'll be back, and I'll be right, and I'll be laughing. And next time we'll be looking like $1 million. We might even do it in person, and we'll be sipping the champagne. Yes, in Vegas. Me and you, I'm manifesting it right now. Me and you and Mr. Squibs, three of us in Vegas, having the time of our lives. We'll have our wives with us. They'll be sitting there looking pretty. We'll all look like $1 million, sipping the bubbly October 29th, 2024.
hey, I
Tune
hope
in for more.
yeah, I hope it's not gonna be that long. And
1 year is good. That's like 5 years in the NFT world.
damn, dude, that's a long time, bro. That's a long time. So look, take care of yourself till then. I'm sure I'll talk to you sooner than that. I'll hear from you. But dude,
Have faith in DC NFTs, guys. Have faith. Okay, just try faith in 2024. All right, love you, bro.
love you, man. Thank you, everybody. I'll speak to you guys soon.